But last sort of guy that I wanted to talk about as a potential, and then which I think is also the least likely, but I think it's at least worth a talk, and then we can kind of wrap up the stream. But is so the Phoenix Suns are currently imploding right now, and and Jay Crowder. So Jay Crowder,
like you said, they would.
Yeah,
You called it.
Yes, and Jay Crowder is not at training camp. Him and the team have agreed um, not to while they try to work out a trade. They're actively trying to trade Jay Crowder, but it doesn't seem like there's any bites right now for him. If they can't find,
did they just not get the return on investment though? Like, why? I don't understand that. Why get rid of Crowder?
Because of all the locker room things and things going on behind the scenes and stuff. I mean, we don't know all the details because it hasn't been released, but apparently, like he's done with the Suns. He got into it with players.
Okay. This is news to me. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, again, I don't know how true it is, but like we got the reports, and then like shortly after, the Suns announced that they're trying to trade him. I don't think that's a coincidence. You know what I mean? Like, so there's obviously something going on.
So it's not the encore; it's more so locker room stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because
it's not his production.
Okay, because I was gonna say, I mean, Crowder has been great for them the last 2 years.
Yeah, and so if they can't find a trade,
he's young.
Then it's very possible. Because then, what is the other option? You either buy him out because he is an expiring deal. So you either buy him out, or you bring him back. And then what? He's gonna, oh, hey, buddy, like,
yeah,
hey, like, no hard feelings, like, like right, exactly. I don't see that working out. So if he was to get bought out,
love Tom Crowder.
Yeah. So I'll let you have that in a second. But just for people that are listening, like, so Jay Crowder has already said he would welcome a Miami reunion. So if he gets bought out, I'm like 99% sure he goes to Miami, because I think 1, he'd get a bigger role. 2, he'd probably start with Miami. 3, he already played for them and went to the finals with them. So he's their kind of guy. He didn't have, like, he had issues in the Cavs. LeBron shipped his ass out, and then he's had issues with the Suns now. The one place he hasn't really had issues is Miami. So I think he would go there. Other thing is that even if he did want to go to Lakers, would LeBron be okay with that? Because LeBron and Crowder have a terrible history together, and they hate each other. So granted, they're professionals. The goal is to win a championship. You put that shit aside, and you ride it out as a team. But what are your thoughts on Jay Crowder? Assuming, let's say he wants to come. Let's say he's like, hey, you know what? I do want to go to Lakers. 1, do you think LeBron James would go about that and say, okay? 2, what would you want him? And then 3, what type of role would you see him in?
I think LeBron would go along with that, because at the end of the day, we know LeBron James to be about one thing, and that is winning. Like, at the end of the day, we know LeBron wants to have as many championships as he can, but I feel like he's still chasing that magic 6. Yeah. We can get into that on another stream, but that's what he's chasing, but that's the goal. You're going to play the sport, then that's what you need to chase. Chase championships. You want to be the greatest, and I think LeBron has done that better than anybody. Has put all of that aside and be able to work with players that he doesn't really agree with, or coaches that he doesn't really get along with. So I think he would welcome it. They would I would like to see the trade, if it's going to happen relatively sooner or later, especially before the trade deadline, like sooner, because if that way you could get in the locker room, get to practices, because preseason starts Tuesday, but we don't expect to see LeBron on the court or any starting really file on the court, because that normally happens in the preseason. But I do think that I like Crowder. I do like Crowder. Crowder he has a lot of potential. I think playing with Davis too, if he could get like that aggression that could rub off on him, I think he could be a beast. Is it just me, or does he not seem as aggressive as he could be? Like, he's aggressive, but I feel like he's holding back on the court. And that's my only drawback with Crowder, though. But no, I like him. If he came to the Lakers, the role that I see him filling is probably stepping in for Davis when Davis is out, or you could play him at the 4 and just create a wall like down on the post, and then no teams is really gonna want to really mess with you. So like Joker, Giannis, like all the really tall like 7-footers, you're not really gonna have that much of an issue with, especially later on in the runs of the playoffs. So
yeah, okay, yeah. I think if the Lakers were able to get Crowder, I think LeBron would do it, because I do agree with you. He's more about winning than anything. You got to do what's best for the team, for the organization, stuff like that. So I definitely do see him, at least them having a discussion and being like, okay, now once he gets there, I think he would be that perfect vet 3-and-D guy. He's played bigger. He's a guy that can play the 3, can play the 4, which is what we need. I think Jay Crowder would be the best option out of everybody that's available, or at least thought to be potentially available. I think if you could get Jay Crowder, you do it. Even if LeBron doesn't like it, I still think you do it. Just because, like, as long as like Jay Crowder is willing to buy in and just kind of, like, I don't know, like if I'm Pelinka, I'm pulling LeBron in a room and I'm like, hey, Jay Crowder wants to come here, we're getting him. If LeBron's like, I don't want that guy, I'd be like, dude, look, we need his type of play set. We're here to try to win a championship. If you guys win a championship, you guys will be making out in the back. Like, relax. Like you guys hate each other right now, but winning solves everything, because it does. Winning does solve everything. If they're winning, they're going to be best friends. So I don't think it'd be a big issue either. But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens with this buyout market. It'll be interesting to see if the Lakers do anything, because obviously they could leave the spot open. If they do the Pacers deal, then they probably don't have a spot. So then there goes that. There's just so many things on the horizon, but I do think it's very interesting. But anyway,
winning solves everything. Really quick.
Yes.
Here's just fun little question for you. KD, do you think he stays with the Warriors if they win that championship that year that him and Draymond were feuding?
No, I still think he would have left. Because
Okay.
I don't think he left for any other reason than like he felt scorned. Like I think the owner basically saying, he was joking, but like, come on, the dude had that liquid courage, basically saying we don't need Kevin Durant. I think that was strike one. I think the whole Draymond fight and that whole thing, I think that was strike 2, especially with what Draymond said, we don't need you, you can get out of here. And then,
and some other
3,
chosen words.
Yeah, and strike 3, but yeah. And then strike 3 was basically them not winning anything. I think regardless, he would have left. Even if they won, I think if anything, it would have given him more of an excuse to leave, because he would have looked at it as like, we won 3 straight championships. I proved like myself here. Let me go elsewhere and prove something else. I think regardless, he was gone. I think that was it that year. I just think, he would have went. And hey, look, the Warriors proved that they didn't need him, because they just won again. So, I guess Draymond and the owner were right. and Kevin Durant hasn't gotten out of the second round since he left. So,
and it only took the Warriors 2 years to get back there? Yeah, 2 years.